Welcome back to the channel. So today on the STi build, we're going to replace the stock taillights. So the stock taillights overall are okay, they look fine on the car, but they could look a little better. So I picked up a pair of aftermarket taillights. I'm going to go through a little detailed review on how they look overall, and then also I'm going to do a DIY install to install them. Afterwards, we're going to take them for a quick drive to see how they look on the road. So the taillights I went with are the OLM SPEC CR taillights. They are sequential. They do make a non-smoked version, but I went with the smoked because since the car is crystal pearl white, I wanted to have that contrast against the car. So the bottom bar on the actual light here, this is the light that's sequential. So that goes, I believe, from the right to the end. So if you're turning left, it's gonna go from the inside and it's gonna sequence out. You can turn that off from my understanding, so you can choose to have it on or you can choose to have the sequence off. I definitely wanted that effect, and I liked this version compared to the other versions, where the other version you actually have it on the inside and it goes all the way around. I do think that's cool, but I just love the minimalist look of just a bottom bar going from left to right. Another design style that I really liked about these taillights is the body side. On the side of the body, you have these two lines that go across the whole side of the car, and these two molds right here, this actually matches up to that style. And then the brake light follows it all the way down and goes inward and then comes back. So it kind of makes it this seamless, just like these two lines going across and the brake light connects them. Something that I didn't really like about it was that even though it does go down, it's not perfect. Like the width here, and as it goes in, it gets a little smaller, so it kind of seems like it's off balance a little bit. It doesn't bother me too much, but it's just a design decision I'm not sure I would have made with that. Quality wise, everything feels very sturdy. It feels very well put together. Now, there was one thing I didn't notice between these two taillights, and I'm not sure if it's just these two specifically that I received or if they're all like this, but I did notice that on one of the lights there is this there's like a seal. It's like this, I don't know what they put on here to seal it, but it doesn't finish all the way off. So you have it where it starts, there's no sealant here, and then as you go down, there's some more sealant, and it goes all the way down and then it stops again. But the other light didn't have that at all. So I'm not sure if this was a quality control issue or if it's supposed to have this sealant. What I'm really hoping is that no air is seeping through and they don't have any type of effect on the light itself or any water that gets inside of that. So that's just gonna be something I found out over time, but that was one of the main things I noticed when I first took them out. Electronics look good, everything about this seemed really nice, they all were well put together. Now, I have seen that these bolts are put on into the plastic, so you don't wanna over torque those. Overall on quality, the lights are absolutely worth the price. So the MSRP for $469, I ended up buying mine from Import Image Racing. Everything that I buy from there ships super fast, so I always use them just because I've had a couple bad experiences in the past where I've waited like a month for a part that wasn't back ordered or it wasn't any issue, they didn't ship it fast enough. Now it's time to get these things on the car, so we're gonna get together the tools that we need and we're gonna get right into it. So of course, we're gonna start in the trunk. I have the rubber mat liner and I also have the bed liner underneath, so the first thing you have to do is pull both of these out. The next thing we have to pull off is the trunk trim piece. So there are 3 pop clips holding this in place, and I used a pop clip trim tool to pull these out. It made everything way easier. There's a link down below where I got these. Next is the side liner. So there's 3 pop clips you have to remove, one on the back behind the tail light, one on the top of the trunk, and then one on the bottom of the trunk. I'm taking out these other 2 behind the rear doors, just right behind the seats. You don't have to take these out. I'm doing this to take the whole piece off, but you don't need to get access to the lights. Next, I removed all the electrical pieces and I used a pop clip tool to remove the plastic piece holding the wire on the bolt. It's a little tight, so you have to wiggle it. And then I used an 8mm deep socket to remove the 3 nuts holding the light in place. Next, it's as simple as wiggling the light until it comes free, and I took the time to make sure the whole light area was clean. I used Ammo Emergency Spit Shine and it smells so good. Something that's important to note when you put the light in is there is a notch on the front that slides into a clip on the side of the car, so you'll put the electrical cord through first and make sure that that notch lines up with this white clip here, and then you can slide everything into place. Then just wire everything back up. Everything is plug and play for these lights, so it makes the install super easy. But be sure to be careful putting the bolts back on because I dropped mine and I thought I lost it, but thankfully I was able to get it. So I got them all put back on. This next step is super important because the bolts are into the plastic and you don't want them to pull out. So I pushed the light in as I was tightening it, and then when I started to feel the resistance, I gave it a few extra turns to make sure it was snug, and that was it. This next step is optional, but I like things neat and tidy, so I took this time to use zip ties and just do some wire management and then clipped them off, and I was good to go. So I just finished installing the left side and it looks so good. Can you hit the unlock button? I want to see what the unlock button looks like. Oh, you hit the Jeep? Oh, the sequential looks awesome. I'm gonna get close up with this. Hit the unlock again. Oh, that looks so sick. So I have to test to make sure the brake light's working and make sure the reverse light's working. All right, hit the brake. Turn the left turn signal on. Oh, it looks so good. Can you turn it in, throw it in reverse? Yep, they're all working. Okay, so on these taillights, you can turn the sequential taillight off. So, hey, pop the left switch real quick with the left taillight. So, this is what it looks like when the sequential taillight is off, and there is a plug on the back. So this it's this gray plug. So if you unplug this will turn off the sequential taillight, and you'll get a simple static. It still looks like it's trying to be sequential, but it's really just flashing on and off. And if you plug that back in, it will turn on the sequential light again. Oh, it was super easy. Everything fits snugly. There's no gaps in the lights. Again, in terms of the design of these lights, I love that this follows the body line all the way around. It just matches up perfectly. It looks so good. It's time to get this thing on the road and see how they look.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands, strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law, hope they won't shoot me down soon. Catch me howling at the moon. Trying to catch me howling at the moon.
And that is it for these taillights. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I want to know what you think of these taillights. And if you like this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next video.